All right, Byron Slade, here we are back again in the studio, hour number 2, and the season of the interview appears to be back upon us. We have yet another interview here in hour number 2. The band is called Madzilla LV. They're out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and we are sitting down today with David, who happens to be singer on some songs and rhythm guitarist, again, for the band Madzilla LV. David, you are on the Muay Thai Metal Show. How are you doing this fine Saturday morning? I'll let you talk.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, y'all, for having me. I'm very happy to be here.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Before we get into all the new stuff, because we know you just had a brand new album drop on March 1st, and we're going to talk a lot about that. We're going to talk about your tour that you did with Saxon. But let's take everybody on a time machine trip back to 2018 when this thing all started. It's all right. You, it's Ian on lead guitar, it's Luis on drums, it's Daniel on bass. Talk to me about how this all came together. I'll let you talk.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, the thing is, this all started because it was all my initiative. I had a bunch of songs that I had written like over time, and but I mean, the thing is, like, I started playing with a whole bunch of bands, like, you know, and I had been playing for, you know, a decade or so in just random bands, and I never really quite found a band that really had the style that I actually liked and that I actually wanted to play.
Gotcha.
And so that's why I just kept moving from band to band. And until one day I was just kind of like fed up with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I started
I
started writing songs just for me. I at the beginning I didn't really think of like, okay, I'm gonna put on my own band and I'm gonna do my thing. You know what I mean? It was just more like, I don't know, I can't really find a band that I like to play in, so I'm just gonna write songs for me, you know. And so I wrote maybe some 5 or 6 songs, and I remember, like, I went to the recording studio one day. I had a buddy who worked at a recording studio, so he gave me a pretty good rate. And so I went there to just record just for me, just to have the songs that I had written. And he's the one who told me, like, man, these songs are pretty cool. Like, you should actually get a band together to play this. You know what I mean? And
right,
so
sure.
That's when I decided, okay, well, maybe I'll recruit some musicians and see what happens.
Okay.
And so I started looking, and I found Daniel. I found him on Craigslist.
No kidding.
Like, he had, like, I kept looking, and I found one guy that had the ad that said, "I play metal."
Right,
so,
right.
So he was the one guy that I actually responded to, and I was like, "Hey, I have a bunch of songs. Want to get together? We'll see what happens." You know what I mean? And like, and the thing, like, with Daniel, like, we clicked right away. We have very similar styles, and I mean, we had pretty much the same idea of what we wanted to do, and interestingly enough, Daniel also had been in so many bands trying to do something and never being able to actually do anything, and so he was really happy to, like, start fresh with new ideas and whatnot. So, like, and from that point on, like, he's the one that was friends with Luis. And so Luis was brought in the band by Daniel. And then, I mean, it just so happens that, like, Luis likes a lot of the music that I like. And so it kind of worked. And we had maybe 2 or 3 lead guitar players that you know, we tried.
Okay.
We did a few shows with one guy, and then another few shows with another guy, and never really clicked until, like, at the beginning. Actually, Ian joined at the beginning of last year.
Okay.
Like February of 23. And I mean, we love Ian because, I mean, that guy can shred, man.
Nice.
So
we're gonna hear that in a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, yeah, but the thing is, like, it was like in 2018. It was when I actually recruited everyone, and then we actually started playing shows in 2019. And
Okay.
at the beginning of 2020, before the pandemic hit, we were fortunate enough to be able to book a tour supporting Soulfly.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So we did 8 shows with them here in the West Coast, and I mean that was probably like the beginning of it all.
No, that's
Lack of a
good,
better
man.
word.
That's hey, good stuff. Fantastic story, David. But I think it's about time to let the Muay Thai Metal listeners hear for the very first time Madzilla LV. What is the name of the album, David?
The new album is called A Deadly Threat.
All right, so that I tell you what, why don't we go with the title track and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more. Sound good to you?
All right, yeah, let's do that.
Sounds real good. Sitting down with David Cabezas. He is lead vocals and rhythm guitar. The band Madzilla out of LV, out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Title track, A Deadly Threat, right here on the Muay Thai Metal Show at 97underground.com. Baltimore's Pure Rock Worldwide. 97underground.com, Baltimore's Pure Rock Worldwide. Wow, a deadly threat. That's the name of the song. The band, Madzilla LV. We are sitting down with rock royalty. David Cabezas is in the studio with us today. Lead vocals and rhythm guitar. David, you're back on the Muay Thai Metal Show. Great song.
Oh, well, thanks so much. Thanks so much for listening. And yeah, we really hope you enjoyed it.
So where does the name and where does the title track come from? Talk to me a little bit about this album.
Well, I mean, the thing is, this album, the thing with it is each track stands on its own.
Gotcha.
You can hear each song on its own and it works. But if you listen to the whole album in the order of in which it's laid out, the lyrics actually tell you a short story.
Oh, very cool.
So, and I mean, just to briefly tell you what it is, it talks about, a power-hungry person or entity that is just looking to, rule everything.
Right.
And through, like, destruction and just war and everything like that, this person / entity actually manages to, like, rule everything. But because there's been so much war and destruction and whatnot, like, everything is gone.
Yeah.
So he ends up ruling nothing because he's killed everything that's around him. And so then the rest of the album just talks about the feelings that this person is perceiving and is actually feeling. Once he's actually in control, he's in power, but there's nothing to be ruled.
Right.
So
I
like
gotcha.
he just goes into despair and like, and his sanity starts to like just disappear.
That's pretty intense, man. It's like a concept album almost.
Yeah. But like I said, like you can listen to whatever song on the album on its own, and it won't feel like, oh man, I missed the last 3 episodes.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean?
But if you listen to it all together, you're telling one hell of a story.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. It's interesting if you do listen to the whole album.
I bet it is. That's very cool. Hey, we saw that you guys toured this past November with Saxon. How did that go for you? I mean, those guys are pretty big hitters in the heavy metal world. Talk a little bit about how that all transpired and how things went for you.
Yeah, that was a beast of a tour, man.
I bet.
I mean, we've done several tours, but all of them have been here in the U.S. And so, it's one thing when you can drive everywhere, you know what I mean? And you have
Right.
all your equipment in the van and that's that. You just get to the next venue, get to the next city, and you do your thing and then drive away.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
This one was a completely different beast because it was international. So like we went to South America with Saxon, and you know what I mean. So like the logistics of it, like from the start, it was so different because we couldn't take our drum kit. So
What?
we had to rent a drum kit everywhere.
Really?
And
Can't pack the
yeah. In every city, like we found equipment rental companies in each city, and then we just rented whatever it is that we needed. And so like starting there, it's weird because the drummer needs to get used to a completely different drum kit every night.
Right. I was gonna say that's gotta pose some pretty big challenges for your guys.
yeah. It wasn't the easiest thing, but that's the thing. Like we, from the start, like the way we have always seen things is like we like the challenge.
Right.
It's like things that are easy to us it just doesn't have the same. When you finish doing something that was easy, you don't feel as good, as when you've had to work really hard for it.
Right, sure.
So that was the thing with this tour. It was so difficult that at the end we were all so proud to actually have done it.
I bet you were. Good for you, man. That's awesome. I mean, it's a fantastic story, David. And it goes to show, man, that, if you really want something out here, you just got to go out and kind of grab it and say, we're going to do this. We're going to go through the trials and tribulations. We're going to make the music we want to make. And kudos to you, man. You knocked it off. Great job.
Well, thanks so much.
No problem, brother.
Saxon is like, those guys are, it was incredible to see them play every night because they sound exactly the same every night, regardless of where they are, what the venue is, what the weather conditions are, like how the day went. Nothing matters. Like they go on stage and it's the exact same. It's
wow.
It's crazy to see that. Like they have everything so well dialed down and everything. It's like it's mesmerizing to see them play.
I bet. I guess that's what 50 years of playing together does for you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good stuff. Hey, we're sitting down at David. Am I pronouncing your last name correct? Is it Cabezas?
I'm not sure. Like there's different people pronounce it differently. I say Cabezas.
Oh, Cabezas. I apologize.
I don't think. No, don't, because a lot of people have said Cabezas before, and it's like it's still what's written.
I got you, man. Well, again, we are sitting down with David Cabezas, and David happens to be the lead singer and the rhythm guitarist for a great rock and roll heavy metal band out of Las Vegas, Nevada called Madzilla LV. B. Slade wants to jump in real quick.
Well, quickly, Ron, I would like to point out, and you're a huge Godzilla fan.
I am a big Godzilla fan.
And if you look at their logo, it's got the tail of Godzilla on it.
It's good stuff, man. These guys are great.
Ron, the new album's great. Check it out. What do you got coming up off of it?
Well, we're going to do Forevermore. Again, the album is called Deadly Threat. Sitting down with David Cabezas from Madzilla LV right here on the Muay Thai Metal Show. Check it out at 97underground.com. Baltimore's Pure Rock Worldwide. 97underground.com, Baltimore's Pure Rock Worldwide, the Muay Thai Metal Show, and sitting down with David Cabezas. He's the lead singer and the rhythm guitarist from the band Madzilla LV. And while we were listening to the song you just heard, great jam called Forevermore, we were talking a little bit about the Madzilla mascot, if you will. Obviously, this is a play on Godzilla. David, let's talk about how all that came together.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, it's the idea that I had was that I wanted to have some kind of mascot, like you said, kind of like Iron Maiden's Eddie.
Right, with Eddie, we're big Maiden fans here, and I see they've influenced you heavily. But yeah, go ahead about Madzilla. This is a great story.
Yeah, so I am a Godzilla fan as well, and I
Cool.
like it. But the thing that I always thought is Godzilla, he whenever he's in a big city and he destroys buildings and whatnot. It's because he's an animal, so he's just looking for food. He's hungry and whatnot. He's not evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
there's
great.
People and the military tries to kill him and whatnot, but it's not that Godzilla wants to kill you. It's just he's a wild animal. That's all it is. You know what I mean? So I wanted to play on that and actually make the version of Godzilla that he actually does want to kill you. You know what I mean? And so it's an insane version of Godzilla that is just there for blood.
That's fantastic.
And so that's the kind of idea that I had. And so we've named the actual, because if you look at all our merchandise and a lot of the things we do, on social medias on Mondays, we always do something what we call the Zilla Monday.
Okay.
Because we've named our mascot Zilla.
I gotcha.
And he's just if you look at our merchandise, it's all very different designs of this same mascot, of him doing different things, and it's just a crazy Godzilla. You know what I mean? And so on Mondays on social media, we always post something that is the Zilla Monday. So it's Zilla doing something.
I gotcha. That's really cool. Sounds real good. Check them out at MadzillaLVBand.com and click on tour. As they update the dates, you can find them coming to a town near you. Again, sitting down with David Cabezas, lead vocals and rhythm guitar from the band Madzilla LV. David, I want to thank you so much for your time today, but it's about time to go. Let's do Darkest Night. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, go for it.
Off of the brand new album, A Deadly Threat, this is Darkest Night on the Muay Thai Metal Show at 97underground.com, Baltimore's Pure Rock Worldwide.
left inside.